Well, my foundation has been involved in doing vaccine research for a long time now, uh, over a decade. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and we've come up with all kinds of different ways in a global effort, collaboration across the planet to design a kind of virus that will cull the population over a period of time, over waves of time, allow us to roll out vaccinations that slow the progress of this culling over 18 months periods over the course of about 5 years. And then we can completely reboot and redesign the game with the usual laws and institutions and so forth. We'll keep up technocratic class, science engineers, technologists, creative people, courtiers. These kinds of people will keep organic people with carefully regulated birth control policies and so on. And we'll be able to remap the world. We can leave the Amazon rainforest alone, for example, to rewild. We won't need nuclear weapons anymore because that's an outmoded way of competing. We won't need oil. We have the technologies and alternatives for that. We just have to get rid of, enough people that we can reboot the game in a way that's sustainable. After 2008, we understood that there were problems with the way the game had been going since the technological innovations that I was part of with Microsoft. And obviously, the Industrial Revolution paradigm had ended. The World Wars and things that produced. The Cold War had gone away. The War on Terror worked for a while in keeping people, supporting the game, but that fell apart in 2008 crisis, which created a big problem for us because too many people were finding out that the game was a game, in fact, and the players were an elite class of people with divine rights of kings that were actually, playing, and everyone else was more or less getting in the way, and that the carrying capacity of the earth had been reached and therefore had to be reduced because otherwise the future of the human species would be at threat of extinction. Also, the sixth extinction, which is real, and climate change, obviously, is a problem. We have to go away from the fossil fuels paradigm, move into something different. We can't do that with all the people. The dumbing down process through charter schools and through Ivy League schools that one, making sure that people are comfortable with the distractions, so-called bread and circuses. The other to develop more clerks and support staff, bankers and so on for the gamers, would continue doing what it needed to do until we got to the point where we could start, something that no one would notice, but we could do, and obviously ride in with our heroic, philanthropic institutions to appear to be saving the day while actually, rebooting, defragmenting and rebooting the world so that we can have a sustainable future. And there's obviously many moral and ethical arguments for this. One doesn't have to think too much about it. You don't have to go back in time to figure these things out. It's uncontroversial. And I appreciate that we've all decided to move forward on this. I think it's going to probably take us about 5 years, maybe a little bit more, depending on how things go and so on. But I think we're going to make it all work. So thank you very much for everything. And I've had a great time. I think we're going to make it work. Okay.